Hello and what is going on, guys? Tomcat here, and in today's video we are back in Spin Tires taking a look at some awesome pre-runners. Now, I absolutely love pre-runner trucks. They are some of the most awesome, it's one of the most awesome forms of motorsport out there, one of the most awesome forms of off-road motorsport in my opinion. Now, I'm still a huge fan of trails and rock crawling, but when it comes to speed, you can't beat a good pre-runner. A good pre-runner is truly an awesome machine, and we have three sweet examples of it right here. We have a Ranger, we have a Raptor, and we have a Ram. Now, I'm going to show you guys the Ram first. The Ram is an absolute, dude, the Ram is mental. I'll just go ahead and show you guys right off the bat. When you floor it, well, first of all, you stick it in automatic, and it goes like hell. It just absolutely puts the power down, and really nothing gets in this thing's way, except for tremendous understeer. But if you put it in high and power out of a corner, you can pretty much fix that. The only thing is you have to shift in between high and automatic on this particular track, because this track, in my personal experience, doesn't really like high too much on the straightaways. Like, it's not quite fast enough in these trucks. But at the same time, if you're going into the corners and you stick it in high and you get good at it, like I wasn't right there, but if you get good at it, you can snap it into high mid-corner, whip it around the corner, and pull out of the corner really, really quick. Let me see if I can do it real quick here. Oh, no, see, if you do it wrong, you also get tremendous understeer. So it just depends on how experienced you are with that little shifting into high trick. Now, I've only had it successful a couple times, but when you do get it, it's really rewarding because, like I said, you end up getting around these corners extremely quickly. The only thing is, this particular, not this jump, but the jump coming up, I generally will either brake a bit or let off a little bit beforehand, because if you hit that going full out, you either flip over sideways or flip over backwards. Just depends on which way the truck was wanting to go that lap. So I'll do 2 laps with each truck so I can really show you guys how these things run. And the Ram, I think, is my personal, I'll go ahead and get it out of the way, I think it's my personal favorite. Not necessarily because I have one. I mean, that might be a little bit of a contributing factor, but I think in the long run, this one's just the most badass. Let's see if I can hit that shifting into high trick. Oh, I almost had it because I missed automatic. Like, I missed shifting back into automatic mode quick enough because the truck whipped around real quick, but let me try it with the diff lock on. No, that just plows it. Oh, slammed the side of the bed. Damn. That's nasty. Oh, counter steer, come on! I forgot we were in, didn't have diff lock on. Usually I run these trucks with the diff lock off because you can slide them in the corners a little bit easier, but some of the higher speed slides, you generally want to have the diff lock on to catch it. Really? I wasn't even going that fast and it flipped. Start back up and go. That's what you do with these things. Ooh. Alright. Whoop. Time to switch trucks. We've beaten the Ram up a little bit. Now, let's go into the Raptor this time. Now, the Raptor is a little bit different. The Raptor is a little smoother than the Ram. It's a little bit smoother in the corners than the Ram as well, but it's not quite as raw. And I'm saving the Ranger for last because, well, you'll find out why. The Ranger is pretty legit, and you guys will see why once we get to the end of the video. But whoa, this thing likes to slide around a little bit more than the Ram does. The Ram is very grippy. This thing is a little bit more on the drift truck side of things. As you can see there, it rotates a whole hell of a lot easier than the Ram does. It's weird. I would really love a balance between this and the Ram. I feel like if I had a balance between this and the Ram, that would be so nice to drive. Because this is insanely slidey, whereas the Ram is, insanely grippy. And you have to change your driving style up accordingly, depending on which one you're driving. Now, there were supposed to be some pre-runner maps to go with these, but when I tried downloading them, I had a bunch of errors, and I'm gonna try and go back and sort them out, because the maps themselves look really, really cool. I just need to figure out why they're having so many errors, and once I figure those out, we'll get some pre-runner racing going on with Jeep Guy, which I'm sure you guys would be down to watch on those pre-runner maps. And if we can't get the pre-runner maps working, we'll race them on this map, because this map's not too bad for racing. I mean, it's not quite as good as an actual dedicated pre-runner track, but I feel like if we did race them, then we at least have this track with some whoops and bumps and a decent layout. I want to say the suspension on this feels softer than the Ram. It just does. Feels more compliant, too. See, I end up taking the corners a little too slow in this because I'm trying to set them up like I would in the Ram. Like, you turn in and you power down, and it whips the back end around, you let off again, and it goes. The only thing is, the automatic gearbox is a little bit laggy, so it can kind of bog down a little bit on corner exit. That's where shifting into high can come into play. But even with the diff lock on, you don't get anywhere near as much understeer in this as we did in the Ram. That's for sure. Wow. Try and not flip. Oh, damn. Yes. A little bit of a funky landing, but it's all right. Doesn't matter. It's a pre-runner. It's what it's made for. All right, now, Ranger time. Now, the thing with the Ranger is that you get the Ram and you get the Raptor, and then you get this little tiny Ranger that's, first of all, way smaller than those two. And when you start driving this thing, you realize it's like the difference between driving a Mustang versus driving a Miata. It's like that big of a difference. This is like the Miata of trophy trucks. And it turns in so freaking quick that it's like, I don't know, it's hard to describe. This is very fast compared to even compared to the other two. The only thing is, when you stick it in like automatic mode, it likes to bog itself down a lot more than the others do, and I feel like it's nowhere near as fast in a straight line. But in the corners, this little Ranger demolishes the other two. I mean, if we were on a corner heavy track, I'd take the Ranger 100% of the time. Take the Ranger. Like, if my goal and my target is to win, then I'll go into gear. That's the only thing, go into gear. But no, if my absolute target was just to win that race, and it was a heavily cornering focused track, I would hop in the Ranger every time. I mean, look at that. It just whips itself around corners. It has no problem at all. This will take those two any day in any cornering section. I don't care what you throw at it. It will destroy the other two in the corners. And sometimes you do have to end up shifting between high and automatic a little bit. And it does bog itself down because the gearbox I don't like at all. I think the gearbox in this one is the worst of the three. But when it comes to handling, this little Ranger is an absolute monster. It is a powerhouse when it comes to handling. I mean, like I said, it is the Miata of the trophy trucks that we have right here. Seriously. Just because of the light weight. And yeah, it's a bit darty, and that may take some getting used to. But when you get used to that dartiness, look at the reward that it gives you. I mean, this is just sliding. It's four-wheel drifting everywhere, and I don't know, the capability, the handling capability is light years away from those other trucks. And it's so light, too, that the jumps are easier to manage. Like, whoop, and it just soaks the jump right up. Oh, power out. Come on. Into high. Go in gear. Just dart it into the corner. Like so. And it just dives for the apex and pulls itself right back out. And you just have to keep the diff locked, the all-wheel drive on, and you're golden. You have nothing to worry about. You can just keep the throttle pinned. Absolutely 100% pinned. Still pinned, still pinned, still pinned. Does the light bar work? Yes, it does. Awesome. So night racing is an option. Yes. Hit that jump. Whoop. Let's hit one last drift real quick. Whoa. Dude, that grabbed and went. Hell yes. And jumps back into the fuel station. But if you guys did enjoy this overview of these three awesome pre-runners, don't forget to hit that like button. Tell me in the comment section down below what you guys thought of it. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you guys later, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And just for fun, I wonder if this little Ranger will flex on the dodge. And it does. Oh, and it does it well. If we can get the camera to... Oh, yeah! Oh, yes! It flexes nicely.